Hey guys, as you may have seen in my previous video, I found this iPhone 11 Pro in the Target bin. You may have also seen that this phone has a very cheap LCD screen on it. While the colors do look relatively decent in my opinion, this phone came with an OLED from the factory. It's also extremely shattered down there, and what we're going to do today is we're going to restore it using this. This here is a original iPhone 11 Pro screen. This one I got off of eBay for $50. You may be able to tell it is quite scratched up, but I don't care. I just wanted this phone to have original OLED, and I also have battery seal, and to solve the scratches, screen protector. So that's a non-issue. But what we're gonna do now is get right into this and start tearing down this phone. So just to give you guys a little bit of a refresher again, this phone is a, oh wow, the screen's actually behaving right now. Gonna come in here. This phone is a 256 gigabyte. It's still on iOS 18. And it also has, oh, here we go. Now the screen's starting to mess up. It has 83% battery health. So I'm not gonna be replacing the battery. Some of you guys may disagree with that. However, I don't see a point. The battery is still holding a charge perfectly fine. This phone is not gonna see a lot of use from me. So for now, it's perfectly fine. All right, so we're gonna start with taking out the Penelope screws, and I'm hoping, okay, good, they're both there. Because the screen obviously is a very cheap aftermarket one, which tells me this phone was taken to a repair shop that obviously did not do the greatest job. So I'm hoping when we open this phone, we don't find any horrors on the inside. However, the one positive to this phone having the screen replaced before is it is going to be much easier to take the screen off, I'm hoping. Uh-oh. Give me a second here, guys. So, this just took a nasty turn. I don't know if you can see there, my screwdriver from my iFixit toolkit just broke off inside of that Penelope screw. So, this might become way more brutal of a attempt to get the screen off. I don't even know what I'm going to do now. So, I guess give me a sec. I'm going to try to figure this out. Okay, so I have resorted to trying to just pry the screen off. We're going to pray this does not cause the phone to suffer any casualties. Stand by. Okay, so right after I said that, that actually went about as well as I hoped it would. The little screw tab head, I guess, on the screen broke right off. So I guess that's just going to be permanently stuck in there. Maybe I'll be able to get it out from the inside, but for now, let's continue to take this screen off. I'm going to be very careful here of the screen cables. I think we still need to do some work around the outside edges here. Surprisingly, it does appear whatever, I don't know, repair shop put the screen on did use some actual, yeah, they used an adhesive on the screen, which is nice. Okay, so now that we got this open here, I'm going to grab something to prop this up really quick. Okay, so, oh, that is not good. Wow, so, oh my God. This video is off to a very chaotic start. I don't know if you guys saw there, but one of the capacitors or something on the screen started shorting out. I'm assuming because I was prying it off like a hooligan. Let's hope that the phone did not suffer from that. Wow, this video is going awful so far. Okay, so now we're gonna pull the screen cables off here. I'm actually really concerned now that the phone seemingly tried to go up in flames, that something else would have got shorted out here, like on the motherboard. But you know what? We're just going to keep going and hope that nothing happened. So, wow, as you can see there, if my phone would focus. Yeah, that capacitor right there, and the screen's still warm. It started burning up. I don't know why, but for now, we're just going to set the phone aside and hope it's okay, and we're going to start working on the Face ID sensors. This is the part I am honestly the most worried about. Let's just say I did this once on an iPhone 10, some of you may remember, and the Face ID did not come out surviving. So, let's see here. Are these tri-wings? Of course they are. Looks like there is 3 of them. So we're just going to take those out here really quick. And I think I'm going to remove the sensor off camera here, just so I can focus and make sure I don't ruin it. See here, and we have one more screw. Oh wow, okay, so it actually looks like this is just gonna lift right off. Being ever so careful. Okay, that was actually very easy. I did not need to do that off camera. Okay, so now we're going to bolt that right back onto the new screen. Get that one over here. There's a lot of glass. Go figure. Okay, so this is not in frame very well. Sorry, guys. Okay, so... Okay, this part I'm going to do off camera, the aligning bit. Okay, so astonishingly, I got this back on without breaking it to pieces. This was the old, like, mounting hardware that went around that whole assembly. I had to, like, break it and rip it into pieces to actually get the one little contact out of there. I think it was just a microphone or whatever, but it would not come out. So, now we can come back in here with these tri-wings, screw those back in. So that's very good. That was the part I was most worried about, because again, I ruined an iPhone 10 with the same screen cables and such. I think there was, yeah, another one here. Okay, and this little baby one. This is also the newest iPhone I have opened up. I was kind of intimidated for these, about these after a while because of that iPhone 10 experience, but so far things are going pretty smooth. So now's the big moment. I'm going to plug this screen in, and we're going to turn it on and see if I killed this phone by shorting out the old screen. So, lining all of these up here. Oh, looks like these ones need to come down. So, okay, moment of truth. The screen is plugged in, and so is the battery. Holding the power button. Oh, thank God. Well, we just have to wait until it boots up. We're going to hope and pray that nothing happened. I mean, I'm assuming because that was an issue with the old screen itself, that old screen is just cooked now, but I was hoping it didn't also take out like a screen cable or something on the motherboard in the process. So, uh-oh. Well, first thing I'm noticing is, yeah. Okay, so we have some OLED damage. I'll have to recheck the listing to see if this was mentioned. But, I mean, I don't really care. I paid $50 for the screen. The screens typically go for a lot more. Display not recognized. Okay, so I don't have True Tone, whatever. But, so we're going to shut this back down here, and we're going to just get it all together. Again, I don't really care about that screen dot. Let me check the listing real quick to see if it mentioned that at all. Okay, so this was sold as a C-grade display. So it doesn't mention anything about an LCD dot. I could have done that. I don't think I did because I didn't do anything to this screen. But whatever. It must have just been like that, and they somehow didn't notice. Again, I don't really care. I only paid $50 for the screen, which for an iPhone 11 Pro screen, that's pretty good, especially an OEM one. So, alrighty, so now I am just going through and scraping off the old adhesive. They did use a new adhesive on this phone. However, you may also be able to notice, I think they left it over the factory adhesive. They didn't do much scraping off of the old stuff. So I'm just going to do the job that they should have done in the first place. This stuff is actually really difficult to, like, get started. Yeah, because it's so thick. I'm assuming that's for the waterproofing and such, which I'm sure the gasket I bought is not nearly as good as the factory one. But again, this phone is just for my collection, so it doesn't have to be perfect. That's why I'm not too concerned about the LCD damage or the OLED damage. I'm just yeah, like, okay. Yeah, see, you could, there's two layers of adhesive. I just pulled one off and there's still one under there. But yeah, sorry. Anyway, I am just happy to have this in my collection, and I got it for free at Target. So figure $60 for an FMI off, 256 unlocked gigabyte iPhone 11 Pro. I think that's a pretty good deal. Sorry if I'm not making too much sense. I'm multitasking right now. But I think, for all things considered, with working Face ID, like I didn't break the Face ID while repairing it, I consider this a win, even with the little bit of LCD damage. Come on. Yeah, like this stuff is impossible to get started, but once you do, it can be peeled right off. maybe. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to come in here with my screen adhesive and put that on. You may have also saw there was dust in the camera. I just tried to remove some of that. I don't know if I was successful or not, but either way, hopefully the camera will be a little clearer. It would appear they sent me screen adhesive for an iPhone 11 Pro Max. Yay! Great. Okay. So I have two options here. I can put the screen on without adhesive, which is what I think I'm going to do for now. Okay, so plan B, actually. I have tape adhesive right here. I am just going to put like a thin layer around the whole phone and call that good for now. I will order more screen adhesive, but I kind of just want to get this video done and get this phone assembled so I can actually use it and set it up. So let's get this cut up, and then we'll come back when it's time to put the screen back on. Alrighty, so pulling the last one of these little adhesive strips off. So now we can put the screen back on. I have adhesive down at the bottom here, right here, and right here. I know that does not look good at all. In fact, this ruins any water resistance this phone had remaining. However, this is going to be fixed next week. I just ordered a new screen gasket for this phone. For some reason, I couldn't find any on Amazon that seemingly were not for the Pro Max. So I had to order one off of eBay. So that's going to take a week to get here. And I would like to, again, use this phone now. So for now, we are going to do this. And just this will hold the screen on for now. This adhesive, it's very like tar-like, so it will hold the screen on, but I also won't have an issue getting the screen back off. So if I can get these on with my finger. Yes, typically you should use a plastic spudger. However, I just like being able to feel it out with my finger. Helps me line it up better. There we go. Okay, so now we need to put the shieldings back on here, starting with the screen one. All right, so now we are sealing the phone back up here, being very careful down near where that LCD dot was. Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I remembered that the one pentalobe screw was still stuck in there, so I had to bend the little tab back on the screen so it would actually sit flush. And you can tell there is no gap there or issue whatsoever. The screen's not moving. So yeah, all good there. And I mean, it still has one pentalobe screw, so I guess it's not the end of the world. I know this is a very dinky screwdriver. I do have another toolkit somewhere with a pentalobe driver in it, but this was just the closest thing near me. I'm not going to get this too tight. I don't want to strip it. Okay, that's good enough. So now what we're going to do, now that this phone is done, we're going to slap the screen protector on there. All right, so wow, I just looked at the screen in the light and it is very scratched up. But again, the screen protector will solve that issue, so I'm not too concerned. Sorry, I know this is out of frame right now. I'm just trying to line this up properly. Oh, screen shut off. Okay, that looks good enough. Okay. All right, so yeah, now you can see it better. There's a good bit of scratching on this screen, but again, I only paid $50 for this screen when typically they go for like $75 to $100 for a OEM used screen. So few scratches that I can cover up with a screen protector and then be a non-issue. It's not a big deal. So coming into the phone here, first thing I want to show you, again, there's that little LCD dot. It did not get any worse, and it's down there enough to where it's really not going to be an issue. Let's see here. Can I set up Face ID still? I can. Okay, good. So this phone... All right, guys, so it has been about a week with this 11 Pro, and it's actually post me editing that video. I just wanted to give you guys a few little updates on this device. For starters, I did, in fact, end up getting the proper screen adhesive, and I put it in the phone and resealed it back up, and everything looks fine. The pentalobe screw is still stuck in there, that little screwdriver bit, as you can see, but the screen still sits perfectly flush, as you can tell. It didn't cause any sort of issue, and the screen adhesive that's in there, obviously now that it's an OEM gasket, it should hold the screen on perfectly fine. So the phone does work, minus one thing. I said previously in that video that Face ID did still work after replacing the screen. I don't know what I was thinking saying that. That's absolutely not the case. That hasn't been the case for a very long time. Apple makes it so Face ID does not work when you replace the screen because it's not tied to the serial number. So when we come back here in settings and don't just really quickly check Face ID, we will see that I'm going to bring this out of the frame. Yeah, we can see when I actually try to set up Face ID is not available. Now, I have not repaired a Face ID iPhone since the iPhone 10 I did many years ago. So if there's a way where I can actually go in and program this now, that would be great. I just unfortunately don't know about it. So if you guys have any insight, please let me know down in the comments, and we will see what we can work out with this phone. But for now, it is a fully working, besides that, iPhone 11 Pro. It is on iOS 26 now, as you may be able to tell. Performance seems perfectly fine, and yeah. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.